What is going on, everybody? It's Alex. I'm back here with another video, and today is an absolutely insane day. If you guys have been following on Twitter, my Twitter specifically, you guys have been seeing what the hell has been going on, and something that I never thought could happen, happened, and that was the Niners trading up. So, the Dolphins did a three-way trade. Very interesting how people criticize me of doing a three-way trade, with the Niners and the Eagles. So. We're gonna get to those picks, and we're gonna have a really good time. If you guys are new, like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Again, I'm gonna be calling this the emergency mock draft, thanks to Matt Miller, the NFL draft scout. So big fan of him. I like to look up to him and do some of the things I saw. He put up an emergency first round mock, and I loved it. We're gonna do 3 rounds, quite possibly. First round today, just because again, 49ers traded away one of their third round picks to Miami, so things change. So next, what are we doing? To start off the draft, we're gonna go Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that's the pretty foregone conclusion at this point. There's no real reason in analyzing it anymore. If you guys want to hear me analyze it, I've done it probably about 50 times so far. So you guys can totally check that out, because we're starting here at pick 2, pick 3, all the way up. This is where it gets interesting. So starting off at this number 2 pick, the Jets, I feel, got the exact same offer as the Dolphins from the Niners. The Niners really wanted to get Zach Wilson, right? Like, they really wanted to get him, but they couldn't. They couldn't trade up with the Jets. And the Jets, I mean, they could have gotten potentially maybe 3 firsts and maybe a second later on in a third this year to move up one extra spot. And they said no. And after watching Zach Wilson do this random step, walking backwards throw across his body across the field, 55 yards downfield, right on the money, I think this is a foregone conclusion. I think, again, as much as I don't like the idea of 3 quarterbacks going in the first 3 picks, it's going to happen. And I mean, watching Zach Wilson throw against air today, we all knew it was going to be fun. I just didn't realize he was going to produce a ball like that. That's absolutely ridiculous. Next was San Francisco. You're sitting here, and it's obvious it's down to one of 2 quarterbacks. It's Trey Lance or Justin Fields. And this is where I'm going to put a little bit of my own touch, my own feel into this. I don't think Trey Lance is at all above Justin Fields. Remember, Trey Lance has had 17 starts. Did not have a very good one last time. Had a pretty good pro day. But to be fair, he was himself at his pro day. He had some amazing throws, but had some pretty head scratching ones and some pretty high balls. That was my biggest problem with him, is that he has such a good arm that he hasn't been able to tame it yet. And I mean, this is a good spot for him to potentially go. But we were talking about Justin Fields potentially beating out Trevor Lawrence. I love what my good old boy Mel Kiper said about Justin Fields. He said, listen, Justin Fields had 2 bad games this year. All right. And they're against the competition that took away his first read. There's some big problems with Justin. But I mean, it was, if you put Justin Fields in the situation of Zach Wilson and swapped him with Justin Fields might have been able to perform better than Zach. I'm not saying he's better, but I totally understand that analysis. If you put Justin in North Dakota State and Trey Lance in Ohio State, I seriously do not think that Trey Lance would be nearly the player that Justin is. And I think, honestly, the Niners, they're probably not going to want to get, I was about to say that mobile of a quarterback, Justin Fields, 4.4 speed, but getting a more power run type of guy. I think Justin Fields is perfect for a Shanahan scheme. More elusive. He actually does have power to him, too. It's ridiculous. Both these guys are amazing prospects. That's what I'm trying to get at. But if you guys know me, you guys watch my quarterback rankings, they're up on the channel. I have Justin Fields as the guy with the highest potential in the class, above Trevor Lawrence. And this is the right scheme that I was hinting at. Like, with Shanahan, Justin Fields might be the best pick in this draft. And you have a pretty solid offensive line, maybe get one more guard. You brought back Trent Williams. There's a reason for that. You need to protect your blind side. And Justin Fields always had a really good blind side. Same thing with Trey Lance. Again, you guys can debate whether it's going to be Justin Fields or Trey Lance. I'm 100% confident that's going to be Justin Fields. If there's anything that I know, it's Justin Fields has more potential than Trey Lance ever could. Because Justin Fields has pretty damn consistent accuracy. It's a little bit of the processing issue, which a lot of quarterbacks have. That's a problem. Trey Lance, it's more of an accuracy issue. And to me, that's a little bit worrisome. Not saying that he's going to be ass by any stretch of the imagination, but it is something to warrant concern. And again, the Falcons, you guys might say, dude, let's take some Trey Lance, dude. No. You guys restructured Matt Ryan. I don't know why, but he's not going to be releasable for at least 2 more years. So do you want to sit Trey Lance for 2 years? No. The fans are going to be clobbering for Trey Lance if you guys have another like 12? No, it's not 6 and 12. A 6 and 11 year since there's 17 games now. Crazy. Like if you guys have another pretty piss poor year, you're gonna be screaming for Trey Lance, and you're gonna have Matt Ryan just sitting there, pretty much soaking up your cap. So I think this is a good spot to basically trade down and get future draft capital. There's still Penny Sewell on the board. For Christ's sakes, I have no idea what, like, I don't even know. There's also Kyle Pitts on the board. Did I mention that? That's also an unreal player on the board. This is a good spot to trade down. Again, there also is Trey Lance. I don't think the Patriots would package all their picks to move up, but they could. Falcons are looking more at that edge route, and 15 is a pretty good spot for it. Honestly, it's starting to look like teams are going to be moving up. We can see the Broncos move up too, man. The Broncos are a quarterback away. For you guys who say that they aren't, I mean, their offensive line is pretty solid, right? And then they also have pretty good running backs. I know Lindsey is not there. Lindsey's not there anymore, but they still definitely have enough talent there. Wide receiver core is stacked. Their defense is pretty damn stacked. Their secondary is back to normal. So they're a quarterback away. So you know what? Let's have a little bit of fun here. We're going to be trading up with the Broncos. Again, now the Falcons can be here at pick 9 and then choose whoever the heck that they want. You could talk about the Broncos probably trying to get a linebacker. But again, are you going to be with Drew Lock? Which, again, you could sit Trey Lance for a year. But I honestly think Trey Lance day 1 is going to be better than Drew Lock. I mean, there's a reason Drew Lock fell to the second. And everybody's starting to realize I hate the fact that it's going to be all quarterbacks, guys. I'm sorry. I'm the type of guy where I hate the idea of quarterback. But it's starting to become a very realistic possibility. So we're going to have to give up. We're going to try to do the 1-3-1 trade right here. Let's see if we can finagle back maybe a 4th round pick. Ooh, can we okay, we can't finagle back a 3rd. We'll finagle a 4th in return. We're giving up 2 firsts and a 3rd and pretty much getting an extra 4th to move up here. I think just the fact that 3 quarterbacks are coming off the board and also Carolina's sitting ahead of the Broncos, they're going to have to move up. That's just the unfortunate thing because Carolina, they're going to try to move up right here to 5. They're going to try to move up here to 6, to 7. As much as I want to just say, screw it, let's go Penne. Trey Lance is a good fit. If John Elway were still the GM, I'd literally say this is a done deal. I absolutely hate that it's this way. And I guess the draft order doesn't change compared to what most people do. But it's true. Like the offensive talent in this class is not nearly as good as people think. I mean, Penny Sewell is amazing, but we saw the wide receiver class. We said it was the best of all time last year, and it's more top heavy this year. So I assume the run is going to be a little bit earlier, but it's still like, what the fuck? So yeah, definitely. I think that Trey Lance could be the 4th overall pick, especially with teams who are looking for a quarterback. And the Broncos are willing to give up 2 firsts in this in a 2nd or in a 3rd. That's a pretty good deal to me. Again, the Patriots could have offered more because they literally fit Trey Lance so well. But we might be seeing even Mackie Jones right here being a potential pick at this spot. This is a tough one because we can go Jamar Chase right here instantly and then upgrade it. You got Penny Sewell here and you got Kyle Pitts. Like all 3 of these guys are amazing picks. No pun intended with the word Pitts there, but honestly. Riley Reef was brought in, right? Riley Reef was ready. I don't think they're planning on Penny Sewell being there at 5. I don't think that should be a reason why you don't draft Penny. And then also your guard problems are a problem, so you could start Penny at a guard and then move him to tackle when you get rid of Reef. I'm not sure. It's weird the idea of not having not having right tackle be an issue for 1 year. I want to see this deal. That's something. I want to see this deal. Let's see what the Bengals have been up to. They gave him a 1-year deal. So to me, like, okay, they kept Quentin Spain. That's a good signing right there. To me, it's like you're pretty much patching up for 1 year and $5.5 million signing bonus. So it's pretty easy to get rid of him too. As much as I want to give my boys the Dolphins Penny Sewell here, which I think that they really should, I think Penny Sewell has to be the pick. I know Jamar Chase is so good, but dude, you just can't pass up on Penny. I just did a tape study on him last night. I uploaded it last night. It's gonna be coming out tomorrow for you guys who follow me on Twitter. It's I think that if he's able to get his balance issues fixed and maybe like just get a little bit more smooth with his drop, I comped him to a more choppy and more athletic Jonathan Ogden. This guy could be the greatest tackle of all time, and he's going at 5. I just don't get it. It's ridiculous to me. Why is Kyle Pitts falling? That's something that's going through my mind. So the Dolphins moved up. I assume they wanted to get Sewell here, but instead, I mean, I know they don't need Chase. That's just the thing that irritates me. But then again, why are we still waiting for Preston Williams to have his resurgent year, which I love Preston Williams. I mean, we have to be realistic here. The Dolphins are not going to be trading back and trading up to trade back again. So if we are here, I honestly would go Kyle Pitts. If you want to know my honest opinion, I'd go Kyle Pitts. I don't care about Adam Shaheen. I don't care about Mike Gesicki. Kyle Pitts to me is the best weapon. But I think this team likes Jamar Chase a little bit more, or Jalen Waddle. We could see Jalen Waddle being the first guy off the board. Oh, this is tough. Because I know his slot weapon definitely could be like a real position that you guys address here. It's a tough one, guys. It's a real tough one for me. I don't think Jalen Waddle's better than Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts by any stretch of the imagination. But fit-wise, oof. We're going to go Jamar Chase anyways. I think you go best player available. You go for need in free agency, best player available in the draft. I hate it. I really do. But teams are just going to fall in love with it. We could even see Jalen Waddle there at that pick. And if it's a need and overall just like the best player available, given the fact of their scheme and stuff. But shoot, I mean, that's a tough ass pick. That's a really tough pick. Sitting at 7 is the Lions, and this is a spot where, I mean, they aren't going to get Pitts. You know, they have Hawkinson there, and there's going to be some teams wanting to move up for Kyle Pitts. I mean, I'm not going to trade up with the Eagles. That's not realistic. But we could see some teams trying to move up. We can look at a New York Giants trying to move up. Hell, we could even see a one move up from the Panthers just saying, screw it, we're not going to get Mac Jones. Like, we're probably going to get a wide receiver here. But looking at teams that could use a Kyle Pitts, who can't use a Kyle Pitts? Whew. I mean, I can't let him fall past this point, guys. Who am I going to, like, do I have the Falcons move back up? That might just be the smartest thing to do because I'm going to be selecting Jalen Waddle possibly at 9 to the Lions anyways. I just think the Falcons, I mean, you just cashed in on a 3rd round pick as well as an extra first. So I think we use that to move up. And it might seem unrealistic there, but let's just have a little bit of fun, guys. Lower your guard a little bit. Have a little bit of fun. Because, I mean, if you're going to be investing in Matt Ryan, I mean, Hayden Hurst was a good investment, right? So give him something that he could probably use. So we'll see. We're going to try to trade up. So they essentially just got Denver's 1-2, the double ones to move up. And they're still selecting Kyle Pitts, who should have been selected at 4. I'm praying they allow it. They allowed the trade. So you guys who are saying, oh, we only got one extra first round pick out of it. Only? Dude. I mean, we saw the Eagles trade back 6 spots pretty much to gain 1 extra first. So, you know, that's you're trading back 3 spots to get an extra first. Granted, I'm going to imagine that the value is twice as much. So it equals out, guys. So we're going to get Kyle Pitts here. That's the bottom line. We're getting Kyle Pitts. I'm a big fan of it. Just you need to get that weapon. I mean, I saw this. Jamar Chase. People were trying to say Jamar Chase because Ridley's 28, trying to get his big bucks. You know, Julio's 32, injury prone as hell. I mean, Russell Gage ain't anything to write home about all the time. I mean, he's still pretty good, but you know, you could use a real weapon like Kyle Pitts there. And the fact that he's there at 7 kills me. I think he's a top 3, top 2 player. I mean, he might be top 4 now in the class, but he's up there. Okay, he is special. But sitting here, I'm looking at the Panthers, and I'm gonna bend in. I'm gonna bow down. I'm gonna be okay with it. I hate it. And I am sorry to the Panthers fans that cannot trade up to 4 to get a guy like Trey Lance if they wanted to. It looks like it's a foregone conclusion that Mac Jones is going to be going to the Panthers. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But we got to keep it a little bit realistic here. Given the value of quarterback down the board, Mac Jones can actually be. He's going to be a slightly elevated sideways move from Teddy Bridgewater. But the fact is, this team does have a lot of good weapons and a good quarterback in good offensive coordinator in Joe Brady to be able to let Mac Jones thrive. So we'll see how it goes. So them bringing back Moton, that was a big plus for me. If Mac Jones didn't get Moton, I would probably say, dude, trade the fuck out of this pick. But Mac Jones being there, great choice. With the lines on the board, I'd be down to Rashawn Slater and Jalen Waddle, but we're going to go the electric Waddle here. Again, Devontae Smith, really good player. I think the NFL is not going to like him that much, especially since he literally is like, dude, I'm not going to run. I'm not going to even get measured. I don't even know if he got measured. Oh, he did. He dropped 4 pounds, guys. Did they update that? They didn't. He dropped 4 or 5 pounds. 5 according to this, 4 according to PFF. Like, dude, you need to put on 4 pounds, dude. Like, not drop it. It got even worse. So, I mean, people were trying to say Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison came into the NFL at 181. That's 11 pounds heavier. So that's a huge concern. I legitimately think he is going to be falling. That's a legit thing for me. He's going to be falling in this draft. That leaves the Cowboys sitting here, and Surtain tested in the 4.4s. He has instant chemistry. I would still go J.C. Horn because he plays at a faster speed. But there's no denying Patrick Surtain's ability. And again, I like the connection. I think Jerry Jones likes these Bama corners. I mean, the fact that he drafted one. We'll go back to the well. Sorry to my boy Camel Wolf who loves J.C. Horn. I love him actually more than any of the other corners in this draft. But to keep it realistic, to keep it consistent, we got to go that way. And Giants, this is no brainer in my opinion. Screw Devontae Smith, screw Micah Parsons, as much as he ran a 4.39, which is ridiculous. You guys need to fill that guard spot. You guys have a fully loaded offense, and you're trying to say, Danny, can you do it? Rashawn Slater, oh my God. You put him in at that left guard spot or right guard. Might be right guard. It doesn't matter. He'll be great. You can put him at center. You can put him at right tackle. You can put him at left tackle. I mean, Matt Peart and Andrew Thomas are going to be really good for quite a while. I know that I don't think they even started Matt Peart too much last year, but they should have. He played really well. Rashawn Slater is going to be a huge benefit to this team. He was down like the 14th percentile in arm length, so I think that he'd be really much better suited as a guard. He had like a 4.88 40, which is ridiculous for his size, speed, and the fact that he's that talented. Big fan of Rashawn Slater. Leaving the Eagles to stay here, and again, this is a best case scenario. I don't think Micah Parsons, again, your organization doesn't like these first round linebackers. For me, I would have taken Micah right there. I would have taken Micah at 8. If we're going to be fair, I would have taken Micah at 8. But, I mean, I think Matt Rule is like, dude, we're going to go all defense one year and then we'll go more offensive heavy the next. The Eagles are going to get Devontae Smith. This is a team that can afford it. I know you guys have a bunch of wide receivers on your roster, yada, yada. I mean, you guys do need a real boundary guy. And you have your slot and you have Fulgham. Now you have a fully loaded roster pretty much in terms of wide receiver depth. These guys are all worth starting. Devontae was electric. I think this is going to be the pick. They could go corner with like a J.C. Horn, but Devontae Smith might be too good of value with, again, being the former Heisman Trophy winner. So at the 13th spot, the Chargers are sitting here. You still got J.C. Horn on the board. You still got Micah on the board. There's going to be a team trying to move up for Micah, and that might be the Patriots. Damn, the Patriots already got linebackers, though. Like, shoot. What the hell? Like, Patriots, like, what you doing, man? Like, shoot. I'm trying to see teams that might be, I mean, we might just go Darsaw here anyways. I would just look for a potential trade down and get even more draft capital. Of course, Mac Jones, not on the board. Maybe in my next mock, we're going to be doing a fan mock actually on Sunday. So keep your eyes out for that on Monday or Sunday night. But that's going to be very interesting. I want to see what you guys pick. But this is going to be Vera Tucker. I mean, not Vera Tucker. No, screw Vera Tucker. Christian Darsaw. By the way, Vera Tucker tested really well. And VT's Pro Day is coming up, I believe, on Monday. Very excited to see how Christian Darsaw tests, if he does test. So sitting here, the Vikings, I mean, you guys could go AVT here. But I think I might want to trade out of this pick. You know, I don't think you want to go guard at 14. There are guys like Micah, J.C. Horn on the board. There are teams that could be trying to move up to select him. And, I mean, not to mention Kwity Paye, who's going to be probably one of my picks very soon, i.e. the Dolphins. I still think you need to fix up that pass rush. Whew, it's fun. This is a fun draft. I mean, the fact that this has already happened, big trades, is just awesome. I absolutely love it. We could be seeing the Cardinals try to move up to select a corner here. That's exactly what's going to happen. J.C. Horn is still on the board. And, I mean, the Vikings are moving back a marginal amount to be able to still select their player. The Cardinals, they've been pretty aggressive in the offseason, and they just brought on Malcolm Butler. So they still need a second corner on the outside. And I mean, they've already locked it up on the inside. We have so many damn picks here. We don't need to get any more from this year. We're gonna see if we can get. I mean, the fifth round pick is ridiculous. We're gonna give a fourth to move up 2 spots. I think that's just a little bit bullshit for them to be like, oh, it's that easy to trade up. You want future draft capital, okay? You guys are just gonna move back, getting your same guy. But JC Horn's on the board. He's a stud. We're gonna be selecting him 10 out of 10. The Pats, unfortunately, missed out on the quarterback, but we could. I want to see, because we could trade down and try to get Rashad Bateman later. Javonte Williams jumped. That's very interesting. This is a new updated board, by the way, guys. So seeing it for the first time along with you. I want to see. We're going to be seeing this for years because there's a billion different signings. I want to see. This is the Texans. I want to see how many linebackers they got and for how long they're signed. So Judon, that's gonna be a pass rusher guy. He's definitely gonna be definitely a really good weapon. Raekwon, 1 year, he's being a test out. Van Noy, he's gonna be another pass rusher. You don't have a real linebacker there. Besides, I think Raekwon McMillan, who's more of a Sam blitzing linebacker, which it kind of is the role of Micah Parsons, but I think that this is a perfect spot for him. He ran a 4.39, guys. He's going to be jumping on people's draft boards. He's absolutely insane. And again, we could just go wide receiver, but I don't think Bill's the type of guy to go another first-round wideout, and especially given the fact that he hasn't been able to draft well on the offensive side, I think it's a good time to go defense, and Micah Parsons is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to get Micah Parsons there. The Vikings here, we could go Vera Tucker. I think we need to go edge, though. Azeez Ojulari could be an interesting guy, but you guys run a 4.3, so I'm stealing him from my Dolphins. It hurts. It really hurts, guys. But he ran a 4.56 at his pro day, which is insane, with an even better 3-cone, I believe. Actually, he might be running it right now. But, 4.56, I said his speed was his worst athletic trait. That's ridiculous. His burst is 10 times better than his speed. So if he's able to have better burst than the speed, and he already has excellent speed, watch the fuck out. This guy's going to be shooting up draft boards. I think he's going to go earlier than people expect. I'm a huge fan of Quiddy. Huge fan. With the Raiders on the board, this could be another good spot to trade back, given the fact that, the team needs some help, right? I can see Tevin Jenkins here. Here's the 2 picks, Tevin Jenkins and JOK. Tevin Jenkins will be a solid ass right tackle. Big, strong, hulking right tackle. JOK is going to be your blitzing Sam linebacker. If you guys want to see what they've done in free agency, let's just check it out. I'm pretty sure they did bring in one of their they got rid of so many linemen. That's so sad. It's so sad. But if you guys want to see the tackle, did they not bring in a tackle? I thought they did. But they got Richie Incognito 1 more year. Big deal, right? They brought back Denzel Good, but they also lost one of their starting guards to Seattle. It's very interesting because the question is, do we go for a linebacker here? Because Nicholas Moreau's he's not a spring chicken either. But I think the linebacker depth is going to be better than the tackle depth. Given, after Redunds, I'm not a fan of really any of these dudes besides Brady Christensen, who had a really good pro day today. Spencer Brown, too. But, these guys are not going to be able to start day one. Maybe Spencer Brown could. But, if you want to show Derek Carr you love him, I'd rather go a Sam linebacker like Chaz Surratt in the end of the second, beginning of the third, mid-third, Dylan Moses is being disrespected here, by the way, or than just going with a tackle right here. I'd much rather get a weaker linebacker than a weaker tackle. So we're going to do it. He fills in immediately for a right tackle spot. I think Colton Miller might be playing right tackle right now. He could easily kick back to where he was supposed to be if that is the case. Because I know Brown is he was a right tackle for the Patriots, and I think he still is, given the fact that you got a guy in, of course, Isaiah Wynn sitting there, left tackle for the Patriots. So sitting here at 18, we got the Dolphins again. So very interesting. I don't know if they're going to be wanting to trade back anymore, but we could check the guys on the board. Azeez Ojulari doesn't fit what they want, right? They already have Van Ginkel there. They didn't want to bring back Van Noy. We could look at a guy like JOK to be another linebacker there. Bernard McKinney is not going to be the long-term answer. I can honestly see a trade back here, given the fact that he kept trading up. I'm honestly starting to look at some of these running backs like Javonte Williams. If Javonte runs anywhere in like the lower 4.4s, this is going to be him right here. It's going to be him right here. ETN, I'm not that high on him. I think he's really good, but not that high on him. Jason Owe could be a sneaky target for the Dolphins, given the fact he ran the 4.3s. I mean, we all knew that was coming, but still ridiculous, right? I'm looking at JOK here, and there are some teams that might want to move up for AVT. You could also look at Greg Newsome here. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. I'm looking at potentially getting a running back at this spot, or because I mean, I don't think that Jalen Phillips is worth this pick given his concussion history, or Gregory Rousseau. I mean, I'm looking at the Jets, and I'm looking at the Titans as potential teams to move up for a corner. I think the Titans are going to be really aggressive in this draft because they really got hurt at the cornerback position. And Caleb Farley is still on the board, but I think the back injury, the continual back surgeries are going to scare the crap out of teams, right? So we're going to be moving up with the Titans. Again, the Dolphins already moved back once, but they're going to get another. Oh, yeah, right. They got that from Houston. I was like, we'll see what the value is. I think that for a 4-pick drop, I think we can send in a third and then potentially ask for like a 5th in return. That would be a little bit more fair, just to make it like more even. Okay, so we got the offer accepted, and obviously wide receiver definitely could be a need for us, but you're going to see in round 2, we're going to get a really good guy to fill in for a very big need. So I'm looking at Greg Newsome here, and I mean, Caleb Farley is just so good too. And then Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes ran an official 4.34, not a 4.24, as I expected. I even said even if he ran the 4.3s, I did not expect that type of speed from him. Greg Newsome might be the perfect corner for the Titans. I mean, Sidney Jones, to me, like I'm hearing Sidney Jones in the back of my head when I hear Caleb Farley. So that's something that's a big thing going on in my mind right now. I'm going to be going Greg Newsome here though, because I think that teams are just going to be scared. The Titans need to win now. They can't have somebody having back surgery and always being injured. That's just not what they look for. And the Washington football team's on the board. And JOK's on the board too. You need a guy who can cover as well as play the run. Zaven Collins would be a good guy, but shoot, can you pass up on a JOK? I don't know. We could look at the Browns. They got a really good option there in what's his name? Anthony Walker. But I mean, I still think that they could probably upgrade. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it. They could probably upgrade. We could even look at the Jets. I mean, they only got their linebacker on Jared Davis on a 1-year deal. So there's definitely some potential for trading out of here. But we do need a slot corner, don't we? Like, we could definitely use one. So JOK can be that safety, the single high safety and slot corner that we could use. He has excellent speed. He has excellent IQ. He can see anything, and he can cover anything. He can cover wide receivers, for Christ's sakes. I'm going JOK here. I'm not going to trade out, and that might be a little bit weird to you guys, but it's a little weird to me that JOK is really at that spot. And that's definitely not true. JOK has always fallen to my draft. But usually I have him here gone at 17, given the fact that new teams have new needs and everything. So at 20, I'm going to be looking for the Bears. Who you guys are straight out of luck, homie. You guys are pretty much losing Allen Robinson. You franchise tagged him. And yeah, he's been kind of a bitch. So we're going to definitely look elsewhere. We could look at corner here with a Caleb Farley because this team, I mean, not going to be winning anytime soon. And I love Caleb Farley. He's an excellent player. Excellent player. But I'm a little bit worried in the fact that Caleb Farley might not be. You just teams are going to get scared shitless. If Sidney Jones was supposed to be a first-round pick and fell to the late second, DK Metcalf had a neck surgery, right? Caleb Farley's had 2 back surgeries. It might be a minor back surgery, but this is the second one and the third surgery, including his ACL. Those are all major surgeries that are warranting a red flag. So I'm going to 100% be going more towards a wide receiver route. And Rashad Bateman is on the board. I'm 100% taking him. Big fan of it. And the Colts are sitting here. Anybody who wants to go edge here, I'm going to smack all y'all. They haven't even addressed the offensive line in free agency, apart from they got Sam Tevy. Yeah, that's some BS. We're going to look at Samuel Cosby here, who actually had a really, really good pro day. So I'm a big fan of it. He had very good numbers, pretty good on the bench press as well. So, I mean, I think that he's just a super solid tackle. He's going to be very consistent, and that's exactly what you're looking for. You don't need to swing for the fences with a Jalen Mayfield. Go for somebody that you know in Samuel Cosby, who's going to be an absolute stud. Next with the Dolphins, I mean, this is where we could look at an edge like an Owe, like a Rousseau. But I honestly think getting like a Joe Trot or like getting a Rousseau, maybe trading back again, would be a better option than taking one right now. I honestly think that taking a Boogie Basham later would be a better option than doing anything about it right now. I want to check to see if the Dolphins did get did end up getting some type of edge player. They don't even have an they didn't pick up an edge player, guys. That's ridiculous. So edge is a huge need, but again, you don't address a need in the draft. You address what you actually want to come here for. And it hurts. It hurts me. But this team is built for an RBBC, and I have a bad feeling this is going to happen. I don't want this to happen. I'll let you guys know that right now. I don't want this to happen. But I think Javonte Williams is going to be the first running back off the board. Also, that's actually something I do want to happen. But again, I don't see the value. You can see a huge drop off after Javonte Williams. I don't think anybody fits what the Dolphins are looking for besides Javonte Williams in this entire draft. This is honestly like that's a bold take of mine, but he doesn't fit the power. Like nobody fits the power back or BBC role as well as Javonte Williams. You can talk about Trey Sermon, but really, you're just gonna get another rotational guy. We're gonna go Javonte here. Traded back. We've acquired even more picks. That's the secret. Your offensive line could use some help. 100% true. But we still have other picks to address that as well. Next with the Jets, I mean, shoot. We're looking at some potential edge players here. This is where I could see another trade back spot because I think we want to go Jalen Phillips later. We could look for a slot corner here. Don't like that idea. You know, tight end. We wanted to get another weapon, but I'm not seeing it. We could go Elijah Moore here, to be honest. That's another sneaky one. Just ran a 4.35. But there are guys like AVT on the board, and I'm pretty sure that this team, did the Jets bring on somebody? I don't think he's a starter, though. Yeah, so we brought in Dan Feeney, like, oh, ooh, like crazy shit going on here in New Jersey. It's a bullshit. We're gonna go Elijah Vera Tucker to be our guard, potential replacement at right tackle as well. Definitely somebody who I'd be a pretty big fan of, if we're gonna be honest. With the Steelers on the board, oh Lord, what do we do? Do we go Jalen Mayfield or do we go Caleb Farley? The Steelers are in win now mode. Oh, I hate it. I hate Caleb Farley falling. He's so good. We need a true left tackle that's going to actually last. And I mean, I would go Jalen Mayfield for that. But again, there are rumors they should be a guard given his arm length and everything. I honestly think Liam Eichenberg is going to be the best day one out of most of these tackles. So I'm going to be going Eichenberg again. That's just my genuine hunch. So I'm going to do that. With the Jags on the board, I mean, I would look at a safety here in Trayvon Merrick. I usually like to trade up for him, but there are teams like the Saints might not even have Marshawn Lattimore because he was just found with a stolen, loaded firearm in his possession. I think that given the need for, I mean, there's a lot of needs for tackles as well. I honestly could see a big move up from the Jaguars as well. We're going to go Merrick here. He's easily the best safety in the class, in my opinion. And you have to go with it right there, given the fact that one team, potentially two teams, could probably nab him. Potentially three teams could nab him. I mean, we could see the Ravens try to get after Merrick. That'd be a great pick. But looking at the Browns, you already know where I'm going with this, guys. You guys already know. We're gonna go Gregory Rousseau at this pick. Jason Owe would be cool, but I mean, you need someone who could also produce. And Gregory Rousseau wasn't impressive, but he has that work ethic to him that I really, really like. So the Ravens are sitting here, and well, again, you know me, I like to trade back at this spot and get some good value, right? I mean, you still have Caleb Farley on the board. There are teams that could probably trade up for a Caleb Farley. There's guys like Azeez Ojulari on the board that we could also take. You could even look down the line. You got Zaven Collins here, Nick Bolton. These guys who are absolute studs. And I could see a team trying to move up for one of them. So if we want to see a team move up, it's a team that just moved down today. It's the Eagles, guys. If you guys want to see, I want to make sure that I didn't just choose the wrong pick for the. Yeah, they got Devontae Smith. This is gonna be unreal I hate it. But the Eagles aren't in win now mode. They have 3 firsts next year. So we're actually trading with the Ravens. We're not trading from the Ravens. So they don't need to hit on this pick. If it turns out to be garbage, it turns out to be garbage. And we're going to be trading an extra. We're going to actually trade up a 3 and ask for a 6 in return. So I think the Ravens are going to be wanting extra, like actual compensation return. We're getting a 3rd round pick in return, guys. And we're moving up to select Caleb Farley. Ridiculous that he fell that far. But we had to jump in front of the Saints to get him. That's what we have to do. It's tough that he falls this far, and it hurts me because I love Caleb Farley. But injury after injury after injury, your 49ers head scout literally told me he is 100% certain Caleb Farley's draft stock is plummeted. This is perfect for it. So giving up a 2 and a 3 to move up, that's a pretty good value. Plus, by the way, the guy that we're going to pick at 37 is the same guy I would pick here at 27. So just don't worry about it. With these Saints on the board, I would be looking 100% into this linebacker room. You got Nick Bolton. You got Zaven Collins here as well. Honestly, the linebacker depth is really good, though. I could look at Jabril Cox next round to where I'd be looking at wide receiver as well. Elijah Moore could be it, dude. I want to look at – you guys do want me to go linebacker here. JOK's not here. So that's a little bit unfortunate, right? So we want to look at the Saints, and then, of course, it doesn't pull up with the right fucking Saints. And we want to look at what they've signed. They brought back Marcus Williams. Woo! PJ Williams. Okay, good. Besides that, pretty jack. Also, I mean, they restructured Taysom Hill, but still worth like putting in there in the notes. But I don't write for the NFL. I do work with them though, but I would be looking at either a corner or a wide receiver here 100%. I could look at Terrace Marshall. It doesn't fit their scheme. Could look at Kadarius Toney. We could look at Rondale Moore. He just ran the 4.2s. But Elijah Moore might be the right pick here. I could see a good trade out spot because, again, there's just not enough value here. And I would really want to trade up with the Falcons right now. That's not going to happen. So that's a big oof. But, oh, man, we could just go a corner, though. We do need to go a corner badly. We're going to fuck over the Bills. We're going to go Eric Stokes here. I want to check out the other corners right now to see if anybody else is on the table. We could see a Tyson Campbell. Honestly, Tyson Campbell would fit better in this scheme. But Eric Stokes, I mean, I don't think people are going to ignore how good he was on the boundary. Honestly, we're going to swap with the Bills. The Bills are going to be moving up with the Saints. It's going to be a small trade because the Saints are going to be wanting to go after a different player than this. I honestly think that it's going to be a marginal 5th round pick's not going to do it. We're going to swap a 3rd for I'm surprised we can't trade down on the 3rd. Very interesting, guys. Let's see if the Bills, the Bills don't need much else. So being able to move up here, because I have a bad feeling that, Eric Stokes might be taken right here. That's the thing. Eric Stokes very well might be taken. Let's just check out to see who else is on the board to see if there is somebody like Azeez Ojulari. I would trade up instantly with the Falcons right here. Like in a heartbeat, I'd trade up. There's also Zaven Collins and Nick Bolton here. So for teams that need a linebacker, like the Packers could just move up one spot and just say, fuck it. But very interesting. Jalen Mayfield's also on the board, though. So a team that needs a tackle could definitely move up. Again, Jalen Mayfield does have problems with his arms, but he wouldn't be a bad fit. Ooh, the Chiefs could be moving up here. We could be trying to package a monster deal with the Chiefs, trying to move up with the Saints, because, again, they need a lot of help. They need a lot of help. So we're going to be moving up, actually, with the Chiefs and not the Bills. The Chiefs are seeing one of their guys fall, and we're going to be willing to give up a 3rd round pick. We can see. Can we give it the 4th? No. So it looks like the Saints are pretty stingy all around in terms of trying to like hold their ground, which doesn't make sense given how the picks have gone before. But the Chiefs, their picks are much later, so I guess it has different value than what we've been trading before. But we're gonna get Jalen Mayfield here. Again, if you're trying to invest in the long run, I would look at Raduns right there and just be like, I love Raduns. But Jalen Mayfield is just a younger, more flashy prospect. Something I think the Chiefs would probably want to do. With the cheeseheads on the board, you have to go 3 ways, and that's the first 3 needs. You can go right tackle. Don't really see one on the board anymore. I could definitely still see a corner being an option here. Asante Samuel Jr. to me would be such a good pick. We got to go linebacker though, guys. Like, your run defense was garbo. I know you got to protect Aaron Rodgers, but that's something where you could fix in the later rounds because Aaron Rodgers is good enough to elevate the alignment around him. To me, it's got to be Zaven Collins. He's an absolute freaking animal. He's 6'4", 260, and he's just unbelievable. He's going to be a little bit slower, but in the run game, he's great. Pass rushing, great. And then he's elite in coverage, too. Definitely get him on your team. By the way, I predicted Nick Bolton's speed pretty well. I said it was like 4.45 to 4.6. He was like 4.58. I was pretty proud of myself, not going to lie. But the Bills are sitting here, and this is the easiest pick for me. We got to go Eric Stokes. You know, we could get a guy like Rousseau here. That'd be ridiculous, but we do have some edge players there. Eric Stokes is going to fill in. I know we got Levi Wallace there on a 1-year contract, but whoop-de-doo. Eric Stokes is amazing, especially in this scheme. Oh, my God. He could be one of the best corners in the league. Leaving, of course, the Saints to be back on the board. This is where we get a weapon because we acquired a 3rd-round pick to be able to go after another corner. You guys will see what the corner becomes because I absolutely love some of these corners in this class. I'm going to say it's Kadarius Toney again. I think just like the flash appeal around him, we could go Rondale Moore, though. The flash appeal around Kadarius Toney and how he just moves differently is going to be something that they like. And honestly, it's something that they're going to be going for. You need a true gadget weapon. And Elijah Moore, Rondale Moore, Kadarius Toney, all 3 of them, excellent options. Amari Rodgers, really good option. I think you just go Kadarius Toney because he's just built different. And somehow the Bucs have just like been like, screw it. We're automatically just going to be like amazing and sign back everybody. Literally everybody. That's ridiculous to me. They literally brought back Leonard Fournette too. So so much for getting ETN here. This is a good trade out spot. We still got Jalen Phillips on the board, Jason Owe. I don't know what team will want to move up for him though. You still got Nick Bolton on the board and Dylan Raduns. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time, but honestly, it might be for the same exact effect. We're having the Jaguars move up with the Buccaneers. Very micro movement, but again, we're gonna try to see if a 4 can squeeze it through right now. We traded a 3 earlier for a 2-spot jump. We're gonna use this 4 that we acquired earlier, I believe, in order to get Dylan Raduns. Excellent tackle out of North Dakota State. Big fan of him. And like, I mean, I probably was thinking I was gonna just flip the roles anyways, but didn't think that would end up being like this. So let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Today's been one hell of a day. I will see y'all on the far side. Peace.